I have seen thus far is that there has not been a significant overreaction. The question is how we get to a point where they get to a point where there is a significant reduction in the attacks, particularly the rocket attacks that are indiscriminately fired into population centers. But I expect I'll be having some more discussions. And we haven't just spoken with the Israelis, with the Egyptians, the Saudi, and others. So it's a work in progress right now.
All right, let's speak to Bassima Alghussein. She is the executive director of the Middle East Policy Council, which is a think tank based in Washington, D.C. Good to have you on the show. What I'm seeing here is that President Biden sort of really doesn't want to get sucked into a protracted Israeli-Palestinian conflict. What is the administration's tactic here?
Well, the administration, we're seeing the President Biden play it safe in terms of what the historical Democratic position has been. In the past, support for Israel has always been nonpartisan, and we are now seeing a rift in the Democratic Party where the large progressive section, the left wing of the party, is very opposed to Israeli actions against the Palestinians and sees it very differently. But the people who are in power now are the traditional old school Democratic type, and they're just playing it like they always have.
Does President Biden have to sort of balance the different factions within his own party in terms of what you just mentioned?
So historically, the Palestinian rights section of the party was much smaller and less powerful than it is today. It is growing. There are several polls that are showing that American public opinion is changing to become more sympathetic with the Palestinian cause, especially as people become more aware of the situation on the ground due to social media. And he's clearly struggling. I mean, I think you could tell in his remarks this week that, he's not really making a strong statement either way. They're doing this. They're trying to do this kind of a ballet dance. And I think in general, it comes across as fairly weak and unsatisfactory to all parties.
Not only with him, but also we saw that during some of the State Department's pressers as well. You also served under the Obama administration. Do you feel that there are any differences between the two administrations that you're seeing?
Well, there's definitely more support in government or in the Democratic Party now for Palestine. I mean, when I worked in Congress, I was one of very few people who was as familiar with the subject matter and shared my views. And that's no longer the case. And I think one of the really kind of stupid moves that Benjamin Netanyahu took is he created a war with the Democratic Party when he deliberately undermined the Obama administration's efforts with the Iran deal. I mean, there was a war going on between the Democratic Party and the Israeli government, and the battlefield was the US Congress. And I just cannot tell you how many wounds there are still open over that. Fellow colleagues of mine who are involved with that, who really no longer hold their tongue when it comes to criticizing Israel.
All right, Bassima Alghussein, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your analysis.